This IDEA program is intended to help you better understand the skills that will be required of you to complete your open water recreational dive certification. Scuba diving is meant to be a safe and wonderfully exciting sport. You'll be experiencing an all-new environment, seeing things you've never seen before. You need only to be reasonably fit and have an insatiable appetite for fun and adventure. To keep your scuba diving experience enjoyable, you will need to learn some basic skills, not only to help you feel more confident as a diver, but also to keep you safe. Chances are, if you're interested in scuba, you've already gone skin diving or snorkeling. The mask, fins, snorkel, and an optional skin diving vest are all you need unless the water temperature dictates the need for an exposure suit. There are obviously many different kinds of masks, fins, and snorkels. There are probably as many different styles of fins as there are fish in the sea. There are split fins, long fins, short fins, monofins, and fins. In short, a different fin to suit every aquatic need. As you get more into the sport, you'll see for yourself that certain fins lend themselves better to different diving conditions. The open heel fins are typically used for scuba. With open heel fins, the buckle is easily replaced without needing to replace the entire fin, and the open heel fin accommodates a wide range of booty sizes. While the closed heel fin is usually used for skin diving and tends to be a bit less cumbersome. There are several styles of masks. There are low volume and high volume masks. Masks with purge valves. Masks to increase visibility to the sides and straight down. As you become more familiar with scuba, like with fins, you will find the type of mask that makes you feel most comfortable. For a secure fit of your mask, tilting your head back and drawing breath in through your nose should keep the mask securely to your face for 5 seconds or more. The mask skirt is one of the most important considerations in buying a mask that fits well. Snorkels either have one-way valves on the end or not. The snorkel should be securely fastened to the left side of your mask using the mask strap and clip. If your snorkel does not have a one-way valve, you'll need to purge as you surface with a quick burst of air to clear the water from your snorkel so you can breathe without the gurgle of water in your snorkel. It's a good idea to be familiar with the different kinds of fin kicks. The diving environment may necessitate the use of the frog kick instead of the flutter kick, for example, to avoid silting up the visibility when diving near a sandy bottom. In any case, varying your fin kicks can keep your body relaxed and is a great way to avoid foot and leg cramps. The most common fin kick is the flutter kick. The scissor kick requires less energy. The modified frog kick may be useful when closely hovering over sensitive coral environments. The dolphin kick engages the whole body and can be useful when you've lost a fin by crossing your legs. When doing the common flutter kick, be sure to get enough extension out of the ankle and try keeping your legs nearly straight. There are 3 types of skin diving descents. You might want to choose the one that best suits your needs and comfort level. There is the pike, the tuck, and feet first. As with all skin diving and scuba equipment, rinsing your gear with fresh water will extend the life of your investment. Scuba, or self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, involves several different pieces of equipment. They are a buoyancy compensator, a regulator set including a primary regulator and a secondary regulator or octo, a submersible pressure gauge and depth gauge, fins, a mask and snorkel set, an exposure suit, air tank, and a weight system. Many divers also choose to use a dive computer. Water absorbs body temperature 25 times faster than air. An exposure suit helps to keep you from getting cold and is also useful in keeping you from getting scraped or stung while diving. It also affords you protection from the harmful rays of the sun. Wetsuits and dry suits come in all kinds of sizes, styles, and thicknesses. Primarily, the buoyancy compensator is used to strap your air tank to your body. An inflated BC can keep you afloat on the surface of the water. Secondarily, but by no means less importantly, the BC helps in maintaining neutral buoyancy so you can preserve your energy by virtue of your being weightless in the water. It can also keep you from causing damage to the fragile marine environment. Tanks are made out of aluminum or steel. Aluminum is in widest use because of its lighter weight and resistance to corrosion. They come in many different sizes, the 80 and 63 being the most commonly used. To put the buoyancy compensator, or BC, on the tank, first wet the tank straps and slide the BC about 1/3 of the way down your tank with the tank's valve facing away from you. Adjust the tank strap as shown. Make sure the tank is secure by lifting it by the straps and retaining band. When you're fully outfitted, your buddy will recheck this. Next, while first visually inspecting the tank valve's O-ring, gently seat the first stage against the tank valve, making sure that your air hoses are on the right side. Remember that it's right to breathe air. You need merely hand tighten the yoke because when you turn your air on, the pressure will ensure a tight seal. Now, connect your power inflator to the BC. Ensure that it is clicked into place. Now you're ready to open the air valve on your tank. With your dive console facing away from you, turn your tank's air valve all the way left or counterclockwise. Then give it a half turn right. Lefty-loosey, air. Righty-tighty, no air. You should notice your hoses stiffening from the air pressure. Check your submersible pressure gauge, or SPG, for air pressure. Purge both regulators, then breathe from both regulators. Purge because nobody knows what might have crawled into your regulator while you are storing it in your garage all winter. As a side note, if you breathe from your regulator and your pressure falls, you need to recheck that your air is on. Don your weight belt so that it can be released with your right hand. Or put weights in your weight-integrated BC, making sure that the quick release works in the event that an emergency requires you to dump your weights. Check that your power inflator and deflator work. Have your buddy assist you in putting on your gear. Fasten your cummerbund, waist, and chest straps. Put on your fins using your buddy's shoulder or yoke for support. Make a figure 4 with your legs for added balance. Your buddy should perform a 4-point check of weights, pressure, regulator check for air, and that the tank is fastened securely. This is an excellent habit to get into. It's so quick and simple to be safe. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. It's an excellent practice to go over the hand signals with your buddy to make sure you're both on the same hand signal page. You never know if your hand signal for "give me air" is his symbol for "I'm tired. I'm going to lie down here for a while." These are some of the most commonly used hand signals. A great way to get used to breathing underwater with a regulator for the first time is to breathe through the regulator on the surface, then submerge your face in the water without your mask. You should do this in the shallow end of the pool so that you can feel most comfortable. This is a helpful way to get you used to breathing underwater through your mouth. Finally, grab your mask and snorkel. A little defogger never hurts, and you're ready to start diving. Power inflate or manually inflate your BC to about 50% prior to making your water entry. Make sure your octo or alternate regulator is secure and that you are holding your dive console against your stomach or weight belt buckle. The palm of your right hand should be over your regulator, and your finger should be holding your mask securely to your face. Look at the horizon, and if there is no horizon, you're on your own. And take a giant stride forward. Your inflated BC and spread legs should keep you from sinking. Nevertheless, when you enter the water, do a strong scissor kick to help keep your head above the water. Show that you are okay by giving the surface OK signal. Holding your dive console in your left hand and securely holding your mask and regulator to your face with the right hand. Act like you're about to sit down, then roll gently backwards. As with all entries, give the OK sign. Most of your exits from the water will be using a ladder, whether it's in a pool or at sea. Remove your fins before exiting. Hand them to your buddy, dive master, or boat captain. Or slip the fin straps on your wrist if no one is available to take your fins. Be sure to keep the regulator in your mouth in case you accidentally fall back in the water. Put both feet on the bottom rung and hold the ladder's railing firmly. After the weightlessness you felt in the water, you will suddenly feel quite a bit heavier. Before attempting to do underwater skills, check that you are properly weighted to ensure neutral buoyancy. This will streamline the pool experience. If your BC is fully deflated and you can't manage staying seated on your knees because you're floating up, you need additional weight. To keep water or debris from entering your mouth from your regulator, we use two basic types of regulator clears: blasting and purging. First, remove the regulator from your mouth. With your hand on the hose, turn the regulator face down to prevent free flow of the regulator. And make sure you emit a constant stream of tiny bubbles from your mouth. This is, incidentally, an excellent habit to develop whenever a regulator is not in your mouth. And remember scuba's cardinal rule: never hold your breath. Next, blast by blowing a burst of air into your regulator to expel any water or debris from your regulator before resuming your breathing. The purge is done by placing the tongue against the hole in the regulator and lightly pressing the purge valve quickly. Like the blast, this will expel any water or debris in your regulator before breathing normally. Water may get inside your mask. Knowing how to clear your mask is very useful. To execute the mask clear skill, put both hands on either side of the mask and allow water to enter your mask from the top of the skirt. Take a breath from your regulator. Then gently begin exhaling through your nose as you lift the bottom of the mask slightly from your face and tilt your head back in one continuous motion. The trick is to begin exhaling through your nose before you tilt your head back, and to still be exhaling right up to the time you replace the mask skirt on your face. The air that you exhale will displace the water in your mask. When you completely remove and replace your mask from your face, simply clear water from your mask in the same way. And there you have it. The water is gone. You may leave your eyes open or closed depending on your level of comfort, as salt water can sting the eyes. This skill gets easy when you remember to only exhale through your nose. There are two types of regulator retrievals: the sweep and the over-the-top reach. The sweep regulator retrieval is done by first leaning to your right or toward your air hoses. The right hand sweeps straight and down along the thigh and the tank. Remember, tiny bubbles. Then place the regulator in your mouth. Then blast or purge. The over-the-top reach is another way to do the same thing. Hoist your tank up with your left hand as you reach over your shoulder with your right hand for one of your air hoses. It's sometimes helpful to make a finger circle around one of the hoses to bring the regulator to you, and tiny bubbles. Your BC comes with a low-pressure inflator, which you can use to inflate or deflate your BC. Where fish use their gas bladders to control buoyancy, you can use your BC in very much the same way. To descend in the water from the surface, dump the air from your BC and head down into the water feet first for greatest control and visibility. To float on the water's surface, inflate your BC using your power inflator. You can also manually inflate your BC by inserting the mouthpiece in your mouth and blowing with the dump valve depressed, then releasing the valve as you take a breath. Repeat this until you have the desired buoyancy. To obtain neutral buoyancy quickly and easily, adjust your BC so that every inhalation has you gently rising and each exhalation has you gently dropping to your chest. Attaining neutral buoyancy is one of the most important skills you'll learn as a diver. It makes the whole dive experience far more effortless and enjoyable when you are weightless in the water. You are also far more respectful to the coral and the aquatic life when you are neutrally buoyant. Though you may have your dive console and octo dangling in the pool to begin with, you are definitely going to need to get used to streamlining. And by streamlining, we mean securing your octo and dive console to your body so they don't dangle in the water. When you are streamlined, you will be far less likely to damage the marine environment, and you will move through the water more gracefully and with less drag. Though it may never happen, there may come a time when you will need to remove your BC underwater to replace your tank in your BC's tank strap, or remove your BC to get through a tight spot in a cave or tunnel underwater. First, dump all the air in your BC so that it doesn't float upward once you've removed it. Then, if needed, loosen your straps, undo the buckles, and remove the cummerbund. Because your air is on your right side, roll the left strap off your shoulder. Careful to keep the regulator in your mouth, grab both straps as you swing the BC and tank assembly in front of you. Slip your arms back in the BC straps. Then do the whole thing in reverse order as you replace the BC over your shoulders and secure it to your body. So simple, even a kid can do it. Sorry. The octo breathing skill performed with an out-of-air buddy begins with both buddies opposite each other. The out-of-air diver takes a breath from his regulator and swims to his buddy, giving the out-of-air sign. The buddy gives the distressed diver her octo. He purges or blasts and breathes from the octo. After both divers check that each is okay, both divers agree to surfacing, again with the OK sign. Both divers grab firmly the other's BC strap as they slowly ascend, careful not to ascend too quickly. Because the out-of-air diver can't power inflate the BC, the diver must manually inflate. If the distressed diver is buoyant enough, the buddy provides stability in the water while the out-of-air diver manually inflates. If the out-of-air diver is not buoyant at the surface, the buddy must lift the out-of-air diver out of the water by lifting her over his head using her BC shoulder straps, long enough for her to manually inflate the BC, finishing with a tap on the buddy's head to let him know that the BC's been inflated. Though you may never have to perform this skill as an open water diver, just knowing that you can manage an emergency such as this will make you a more confident diver. Because removing and replacing your weights in a weight-integrated BC is fairly straightforward, We'll only be discussing the removal and replacement of the weight belt. You need to stay compact and on the bottom to perform this skill. First, fully dump the air from your BC. Then, begin on your knees and pitch yourself slightly forward as you right release your weight belt. Next, as you drop the weight belt to your right side, holding the fastener to your right thigh, point to the left. Pointing your body to the left is your reminder to turn your body to the left as you wrap the belt around your thighs. Shimmy the weight belt up and refasten. Let's see that again. It's not a pretty exercise, but it's a valuable one. Again, this will make you a more confident diver. If your buddy is having an emergency on the surface of the water, you must first make verbal contact with him, establishing that you are about to help him. Make sure of his ability to follow rescue commands. Then drop his weights by moving behind him and right releasing his weight belt. Or quick release his integrated weight system, also from behind. Inflate the victim's BC and encourage the victim to lean back and relax. The rescuing buddy can then either use the tank tow or the fin push. Diving is an exciting sport that can bring you many years of pleasurable and adventurous experiences. Your vacations may never be the same once you start thinking of them as dive opportunities as well. IDEA wants you safe. That is why we have created this video to supplement your certified open water dive course. Be safe, keep breathing, and have fun.